Are we crazy? Are we out of our minds? Or are we just mentally screwed? I am an introvert, and as I'm getting older, I'm getting more and more introverted. It's even gotten to the point where when I die, I don't want to be buried in a cemetery because then I'm just going to be around other people permanently. So you can imagine my surprise when my folks told me that they purchased a plot in a cemetery for the whole family. And this is in New York. I moved out of New York because the winters there suck. I'm not a cold weather person. Anything under like 70 degrees, and I'm like, I've gotten the frostbite. And as soon as it hits like 60 degrees, I'm like, the winter has abruptly arrived, for I may not make it through this season's brutal climate. Why are we still burying people? This is a thing of the past. Let's cremate everyone and start freeing up some of this wasted real estate. A cemetery is basically a more organized junkyard for human bodies. A junkyard and a cemetery have a lot in common. Both scary places to be at night, they both have creepy employees, and they both hate when you sneak in to try to steal parts. Also, buying a fancy box just to bury it in the ground is like going to a strip club on Viagra. It's just a waste of wood. Hear me out. All the loved ones that you have in your life annoy you in some way, and you probably annoy them in some way. I'm sure I annoy my loved ones, but once they're dead, the annoying part about them goes away because physically they're not there anymore to annoy you, so you're just left with the good and happy memories about them. So if I have to take time out of my day to go to a cemetery to stare at a piece of marble to remember you by, well, now you're just annoying me again. Cremate me. Just think about it this way. It'll give you the opportunity to travel to a tropical location and spread my ashes in the clear blue water. And if you're too old or you can't afford to do it at that time, then just flush me down the toilet. It's okay. I will find my way to the ocean. My point is, I really just want to end up in the ocean, free to drift around the Caribbean. I don't want to inconvenience anyone, especially when I'm dead. So maybe what I'll do is towards the end of my life, I'll join the mafia. And then during that time, I'll betray them in some way and make sure they find out about it. This way, I'll definitely end up in the ocean. It's a normal day at work for them, and I end up in the ocean. It's a win-win, really. I can't be in a cemetery. I don't even like when someone randomly comes and rings my doorbell. There's no way I can be stuck in one spot while strangers are just constantly coming by. At one point or another, we've all had that really annoying neighbor, but at some point they move or you move, the problem takes care of itself. But what if you're buried next to a really annoying person? That's for eternity. And what if they have a really annoying family who comes and visits them often? Like kids are running around screaming, stomping on your grave. The uncle is spitting out pumpkin seeds on your tombstone. And for whatever reason, they brought their huge dog, which is like a mastiff, who takes a large steamy dump on your grave. Does this seem like the kind of family or neighbor that's gonna clean up after their dog? No. Anytime your family goes to visit the cemetery, do you want their convo to be like, honey, do you have the flowers? Yup, got the flowers. Do you have the umbrella in case it rains? Yup, got the umbrella in case it rains. Do you have the pooper scooper in case a dog takes a massive shit on the grave? Getting it now. Then your family shows up to a disaster of a grave, all smelly with flies buzzing around, patches of grass yellow because of dog pee. And at that point, all your family can really do is look at each other and go, this is what he wanted. At that point, it's too late. There's no, I changed my mind. Can you take me out of here and cremate me? Hello? Hello? We're all just inconveniencing each other, both family and strangers. No one has ever been stuck behind a funeral procession and been like, this is nice. Instead, the reaction is usually immediate anger, quickly followed by empathy and understanding, and then followed by frustration and judgment. Oh, no, shit. It's a hearse. We're going to be stuck here forever now. Ugh. You're right. It could be worse. It could be someone we know or one of us. We're blessed. Is it just me, or is this a lot of cars? I don't understand why everyone has to follow each other there. It's like a dead person parade. Can't they all just meet there? Look. There's one person in that car. You're telling me they couldn't have jumped in with someone else? That would have eliminated one car. I just feel like you care more about your loved ones if you cremate them. It shows that you want them safe and warm in your own home. They'll be there for all the holidays and milestones and all the gatherings. But instead it's, nah, just bury them way over there around a bunch of strangers. We'll go visit them at some point, when it's not too hot or too cold or life isn't busy. By the way, the things that they can do with ashes these days is amazing. Like if you loved your family member, you could have their ashes made into a ring or a piece of jewelry, or you could have their ashes incorporated into a painting or a piece of art. And if you hated your family member, the possibilities are endless. It's like the ultimate revenge. If you had like a mean cousin, you could have their ashes made into a bin and then use that bin for all your dirty, stanky laundry. Or have a handle made out of your uncle's ashes and then stick that handle on a plunger. Toilet's clogged again, Uncle Bobby. You could even have your mother-in-law's ashes made out of a dartboard. Sold. And I am aware that one of the other options in a cemetery is the mausoleum wall burials. Don't even get me started on these wall burials. For those of you who don't know what this is, these are the ones where it's like a big cement wall in a cemetery with a bunch of different slots, kind of like cubbies. The casket goes into the slot, and then it's covered with a piece of marble, like, for the tombstone. You could purchase a bunch of different slots next to each other, or the entire wall for, let's say, like the whole family to be in the same wall. Call me crazy. I don't want to spend eternity in a file cabinet. What are we doing here? We're being sold human storage space for bodies that neither we or anyone else can ever use again. So we're basically storing garbage permanently. And I know what some of the voices in my head are thinking. Cremating someone just sounds wild, but that's just a comparative issue. All you have to do is compare that to something more crazy, and then it doesn't sound so bad. Like, let's say after a family member passes away, you ship the body off to a taxidermist. Now you have Gram sitting on her favorite side of the couch forever. Now that is crazy. And I don't know about you, but I would rather have dust in a jar on a mantle than to have to dust Grandma Ruth once a week. Are we crazy? Are we out of our minds? Or are we just mentally screwed?